When I first came out of my manic episode, which lasted 6 months, I experienced significant amounts of sleep disturbance, and this was severely detrimental to my already declining health. Mania, in many ways, is kind of like an injury. When a runner injures their foot, they're not going to immediately go back to racing. They take time to recover and heal. And when this happens, when a runner breaks their foot, or when a bipolar person suffers from a manic episode that's so traumatizing, they're traumatized by what happened. And a common thing that happens, and what transpired with myself, is I experienced a wide array of racing thoughts. And they were particularly overwhelming at nighttime, which is why I'm recording this video at night, because I'm in such a better place now. And I want to talk a little bit about what it felt like, the things I was thinking about, and then I'm going to quickly share some of the methods I devised in order to alleviate my levels of racing thoughts and to lessen the amount of racing thoughts that I was experiencing. So during my manic episode, I did a lot of embarrassing things. I said a lot of shameful things to people that I cared about, and I lost a lot. I suffered loss. I lost my full-time job. I lost my education when I got expelled by my university. I lost my friends when I got kicked out of college and kicked out of my college fraternity. So I experienced a great deal of loss. Loss is not an easy thing to cope with, and I attribute that loss as the key reason to the racing thoughts that I experienced. I was thinking about, I wonder what these people are thinking about me right now, about the things I said and did. I wonder how things could be different had I not been expelled. I wonder how much money I'd have in my account if I had never been fired from my job. These are thoughts that raced through my mind. I also had incredibly catastrophizing thoughts along the lines of, my life is over. There's no coming back from this. There is no rebound taking place. This is a breakdown of Tyler Adolfo, and there's no hope for Tyler. So I had a wide array of negative racing thoughts, and they just continued to spiral out of control more and more. The way that I was able to deal with this, it took trial and error. It took time, and it took a great deal of diligence and commitment on my part. At first, I started with just focusing on the now, the present moment. We always hear that saying, take things one day at a time, but I want to add to that and say, sometimes we got to take things 1 hour at a time. Sometimes we got to take things 1 minute at a time. Doing simple things can go a long way in recovery, helping us achieve things, realizing that we're capable, that we have potential, that we have the aptitude to still do things, I think is of paramount importance. And so I would focus on the now by making little checklists for myself. And I talk a little bit about this in my video, Bipolar Disorder and Routines, how to create a routine. And I got these little pocket notebooks where I would create an issues outstanding list, and I would have simple things like cook dinner for myself, go for a walk outside. And I kept them very general, so it's not cook a specific meal, it's just cook something. It's not walk for a specified length of time, it's just walk. And if I was too afraid to go outside, which was the case in much of my early post-mania depressive state, then I would do some form of exercise inside, whether it be listening to music and while dancing, or doing jumping jacks while listening to music. Anything to get the heart rate going. And that's the other thing that really helped me is exercise. Once I was able to get into the gym, that was a huge turning point. It was an epiphany moment because I realized there's this powerful way that I could focus on the now, and it's by exercising. And not only will it help me get into shape, but it serves as a positive coping mechanism. It acts as a distraction to the negative thought spirals that were overwhelming me. And so when I fatigued myself after an exercise, I would go home and I would feel accomplished for the day. And then I would cook dinner and check that off my list. Make a YouTube video, check that off my list. Read 10 pages of a book, check that off my list. It made me feel accomplished and realize that I still have the potential to do things, even if they're small. It matters. It mattered to me. And if you're going through this and struggling with racing thoughts, it matters to you, and it's worth the effort to never surrender hope, to keep on trying, to keep on fighting. Another method I used to help monitor my thinking and reduce the severity of my racing thoughts is journaling. Now, I kept a journal entry since before I even had bipolar disorder. I've had one since 2016. My first entries were about me being a high school dropout, which I would later change, and I would graduate high school, go to college. But reading back on those entries, it's so fascinating to see what I was thinking on any particular day. And what I've noticed in the journal entries from my post-mania is how garrulous and rambling they were. But it helped me pour out my consciousness into the universe and document what I was experiencing at any moment in time. And it's so good to be able to look back and read to see where you are and see how far you've come. So I would highly recommend journaling as well. I think these three things in conjunction, focusing on the now, exercising, and journaling, can all play a pivotal role in reducing racing thoughts. If you have any methods yourself that you've used that you found helpful, share them down below. But I just want you to know that you have value to this world. You're worth it to this world. You're here for a reason. We're all here for a reason. We're all unique. We're all dynamic. We all have our own idiosyncrasies. And never surrender hope, because you never know what will happen if you don't give up. It's better to try and fail than to not try and never know. So keep on trying, keep on fighting. It's worth it. And there's positive on the other side of this. You'll get through this, I promise. So stay positive, stay persistent, and keep putting the now into practice, focusing on the now. Thank you all for watching. My name is Tyler Adolfo. Please hit that subscribe button if you're new. Hit that like button so more people could see this video. Leave a comment if you have a thought you'd like to share, whether it be a method or if you have any questions or ideas for videos, please put it down below. I'm always reading comments. Love you all. Peace, love, and light to all.